What's up guys, Kevin Cage back with another XRP video. I have some great news to share with you, and as always, appreciate all that hit the like button. Let's get into it. So for those of you, at least in the beginning, I want to address the people that just bought XRP. Welcome to the XRP community, where your portfolio can be down 90% and the next day it can double or even 3x. This is just another day in the life of the cryptocurrency market, the most volatile, the most dangerous, but the most nascent market in the world, which means it has the most underlying potential. 2017, please, whether that was a test run, a retail pump, we have not seen anything yet. We do not know what utility can truly do to this market, and I'll give you one hint: it increases demand exponentially. And I think we understand basic economics with demand and supply and can see where all of this is going. So I have some really good news to share with some central banks in addition to that, but I want to show you the potential of XRP before it was even live in live transaction flows used by real customers, and I'm talking about actual financial institutions. So we are on tradingview.com. This is a free website. You guys, unless you wanted to do multiple charts, but just to do one chart and switch between assets, this is free to use. The links are in the video description. And I have XRP in the US dollar with Poloniex. This is another crypto exchange, long-standing, and it has a longer history of the XRP price. So what I'll do is look at this from 2014 all the way to, and I'm just sloppily doing this, about the end of March, maybe March 27th, March 20th, give or take, 2017. We're in this range of under 1 penny, which is absolutely insane. I know we broke above it and came back down, but the bottom line is this: we are under half a penny at one point in 2017. We broke out, and by the end of the year, from half a penny, we were over $2. What's my point? When things get moving, they move quickly. XRP moves to the beat of its own drum. Yes, I understand that most of these assets are correlated or coupled to Bitcoin and the Tether volume. What I'm saying is they each have their own unique moves, and we have not seen what utility will do to this market. Now, good to see that we are sitting over, I believe, let's see, before I jinx myself, we're sitting over 60 cents, which is nice. And the biggest thing that happened this week, or even now this month is December 1st, is that our weekly closed over what? So we closed a weekly over 60 cents, give or take, or like right out on the dot, and then to the monthly. And as we can see here, guys, this is the first time we closed a monthly over 60 cents in what, 2 years? We can go all the way back and see the last time we actually closed a candle was May of 2018. We did get some wick action of September of 2018. This has a lot of attention. Now, the higher the cryptocurrency market goes, I don't care if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, your favorite altcoin, XRP, the better for the space, even if a lot of it is predominantly wash trading and fake tether volume and, it's artificially propped up. Well, so is the US dollar. And the thing is, we understand what is yet to come. Now, the biggest thing I want to point out too, and we understand how fast XRP can move when it does in fact move. Do you guys really believe that this was, retail investors like you and I buying, or do you think it was some type of algorithm or institutions? Because as we know, we have record of 2017 central banks, the banks of the country piloting XRP. So is this some type of test? I'm truly curious. You guys let me know your thoughts, but at the end of the day, something is fishy with this market. We have the biggest institutions, the biggest banks, the biggest players in this ecosystem. Please do not be fooled. Even if you don't think XRP is going to be the one, I believe it's going to be one of them for sure. So let's keep going, guys. I want to talk about the central bank or the UAE in particular, and then also SAMA. So we'll get right into it. Stick with me here. Next up, guys, I'm super happy to announce that iTrustCapital is supporting the Spark token distribution. I'm very happy that they're at least stepping up and helping out their customers compared to some other exchanges that have still not even responded to the XRP community. And there are thousands of us, so pretty crazy to think. But yeah, official announcement right here, guys, as they went through it. We will be able to support the Spark airdrop. Very exciting, as we know we are within 2 weeks away from the XRP Ledger snapshot. So keep in mind, those of us that bought XRP at 15 cents, 20 cents, XRP's at 60 cents right now. So part of our Roth IRA that is in crypto or silver and gold, at least for XRP, is either 3 to 4x bigger right now. That is powerful stuff. I don't care if we go lower. I know where this ends up, and I know how to get a return on my money. All right, so we'll keep moving. Here's some additional cryptos, of course: XLM, Chainlink, Ethereum, etc. All right, and then gold and silver. So links are in the video description. Be sure to check that out if you have not done so already. Okay, now to the good stuff, guys. Be sure to stick around because I want to show you an old XRP presentation from 2018 as well, and it paints a very evident picture. Right here, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, SAMA, and they're largely engaged with Ripple, the company, for quite some time. They've, sandboxed Ripple, the technology, and they said, no, we're good to go. We don't even need to test it anymore. You're good to go. You're compliant. We like it, and they give clarity. I really wish the United States would follow suit. Is this all planned? I have no idea. I'm just telling you what we've seen from the years. Also, the Central Bank of the UAE, which is also RippleNet and has been engaged with Ripple, the company, for quite some time, have issued their final report on Project Aber, or Aber, tomato tomato, which explores the use of wholesale CBDCs for cross-border payments using distributed ledger technology. Now, understand, if cryptocurrency, I don't believe cryptocurrency is just some fad, because it is one with DLT. We had Brian Brooks saying this. We also know Ripple right here, and this is recent, the senior director for central bank engagements, CBDCs, incorporating the XRP ledger any way possible, Interledger Protocol, which is Ripple's creation, and tightly involved with even groups like Hyperledger. Anyways, let's keep going here. So we can open up this document, and what I like to see essentially, we can go to the very top, we can just kind of control find. Now understand, DLT is not just something that came out, in 2017 during the bull run. These groups have been experimenting on it for quite some time. And before I keep going, we have to understand, even back in, let's see, this is from 2016, Ripple, this global payment steering group that then became RippleNet. Some of the founding members are Bank of America, Santander. We also have Santander expanding their PagoFX application for international money transfer. We're helping all these groups scale. Now, it's not all 100% XRP. I get that. What I'm saying is real-time payments are coming and crypto assets are going to play a role. And the question is, how big? I can imagine it will be a lot bigger than now, and I believe that many of us will walk away very happy if we can stand through and, keep going through this storm. Now, so we have Project Aber. We can just do a control find. I was going through this earlier, and we have some, several mentions: Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar. Keep in mind though that they call Ripple the XRP ledger, the whole protocol. Back in the day, they use these terms interchangeably because we know that Ripple and Stellar are more so open source and public. Right here, note that public blockchain protocols such as Ripple and Stellar, which are often positioned for cross-border remittance use cases, were ruled out because of the obvious need for permissioning and privacy for an interbank payment use case. Very interesting. Now, we've also got direct mentions though right here of R3 Corda, Hyperledger Fabric, which I already mentioned, and then of course the JPMC, or the JP Morgan coin, Quorum, Consensus, all of these types of things. And there's a bunch of other groups involved. As I said, it's not XRP versus Bitcoin. There's plenty of groups and competitors on an institutional level battling. Just think of Facebook Libra as well. Think of other groups that are not even using a crypto asset, and they're just trying to replace the system altogether. Huge things. There is, a huge battle going on, technocracy. It is crazy. So please, just keep an open mind. All right. So we can see right here, talk about SAMA, the Central Bank of UAE. They've been engaging with Ripple for quite some time. We have CBDCs across the globe. We see Russia regulating crypto as properties. We see more announcements and plans for CBDCs and pilots the past 2 years than I've ever seen before. And I know, me and King Solomon talk about this a lot. The past few years, not that we paid attention as much, there have been more acquisitions, mergers, expansions, joint ventures in the world of financial technology, meaning finance and payments, than I've ever seen before. And we are paying attention to this trend, and I believe trends are our friends. And I think those of us that are here are still early. Okay. And even go back to the beginning of this video, that 2017 pump. Do you think it was just a pump? Do you think it was a test run? Do you think it was natural? I don't care what you believe. All I'm saying is what's going to happen in the future is going to dwarf that. All right, so right here, guys, this is an old document from 2018, Enabling the Internet of Value. And just the company Ripple made this document, and I just kind of want to go through a few things. This is when it was called XRapid, utilizing XRP, to leverage it for on-demand liquidity. So clever name that they changed it to ODL. I think it works a lot better. And of course, we have SAMA right here. So regulatory and policy engagement, and this is 2018, ongoing engagement with 40 plus regulators. Please do not succumb to that nonsense that XRP is going to be a security. The ambiguity is what scares everyday people. That's their leverage. Right here, Bank of England, paid Ripple partner. We can talk about the relationships with QNT, of course, Accenture, real-time growth settlement infrastructure, etc. Should not be surprised. We have SAMA, infrastructure innovation partnership for financial institutions to leverage Ripple for cross-border payments. We have the International Monetary Fund. Ripple was selected to serve on the IMF's high-level advisory group on fintech. And the Federal Reserve Faster Payments. Ripple was selected to serve on the steering committee of this industry strategic initiative. Please think twice before you start calling XRP a scam. Maybe, just maybe, it's been part of the plan all along. Next up, so we're seeing this topic everywhere, guys. Can RippleNet bridge local central bank digital currencies efficiently? This exec thinks so, and referring to Ashish Burla, GM of RippleNet, after he appeared on the latest edition of the Lend Academy podcast to explain why Ripple's LOC, the line of credit product, may be poised to capture a new market. This is just another reason to understand XRP has multiple use cases, and it's way beyond just remittance, as I went on in that previous video, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. All right, anyways, onward. Right here, guys. So James Rule XRP sharing this with me, and I just want to kind of share a few quotes right here. So the U.S. intelligence chief warns of China's dominance in cryptocurrencies. We have to understand there is a digital Cold War going on. Whatever you believe the narrative may be, there is something going on, and there is also opportunity. So right here, Radcliffe in his letter says that more than half the world's cryptocurrency mining operations, just think proof of work, takes place in China, and that China's own central bank-backed digital currency, CBDC, would make it tough for US-based companies to compete. Very interesting. We have to keep an eye on this. Yes, I'm aware of the mining farms in Texas as well. All right. Next, I wanted to share this gentleman's thoughts because he was formerly the owner of XRP Center, a huge page on Twitter, and also I see him as quite level-headed in the space, and I agree with his thoughts right here. If I were Ripple, the company, I'd use the gains, the profits obtained from the disposal of the MoneyGram shares to try to make a deal with TransferWise, and I know many of us know they are a huge competitor of Ripple, and they are also the ones that were quoted to say years ago, we don't want to join RippleNet or use XRP until more banks and groups or institutions are utilizing it. So very interesting, something to consider. Would not surprise me at all. I know this is speculation, but I'm warning you that this part is speculation, and we will simply keep an eye on that in the months ahead. Notice we already talked about Pago FX of Santander. We already talked about the initial members, and also with DLT, my little rant earlier. This is 2016. We had literally the former CEO and president of the DTCC, which is arguably the biggest group in the world, like one of them at least for overall processing. It was the Fed before the Fed. He literally became the president of the Global Payment Steering Group, aka RippleNet. And then later, if you watch the timeline for the DTCC around 2016. Is when they started experimenting and looking into DLT for the world of finance. You can't make this up. Next. So in other news, guys, we have Stellar-backed Velo Labs and Visa officially team up to improve payment solutions in the APAC region, the Asia Pacific region. Now, essentially a few things I want to touch on is really just this. So LightNet Group partners with a major RippleNet partner. We always pay attention to partners of partners. We can see LightNet Group inked a partnership with Siam Commercial Bank. They're one of the biggest banks in Thailand, and yes, they are a major RippleNet member. I've shown videos on them time and time again. You can find some great articles and testimonials on Ripple Insights. Right here, Velo Labs intends to create a global credit exchange network based on the Velo protocol. And as we can see right here, Velo tokens to collateralize, so they'll actually be utilized. That's good to see in terms of tokenomics that are sound. We already know XRP is good to go. I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more, just curious. And as we can see, just Velo Labs and Visa, they just signed an MOU, so Velo token to be used. All right, so always study the tokenomics because there are, out of the 6,000 plus projects, some projects that arguably don't even need a token or a cryptocurrency. And when there's no demand, I think we know what that means. So very exciting. And then also what I wanted to touch on was this whole narrative of this global credit exchange network. I think there's going to be plenty of crypto networks across the board that connect with permission, permissionless, etc. Now, what's exciting is this. It reminds me of RippleNet Home, which was announced during Swell 2 years ago, not this previous one, but the year before that. Can't believe it. I guess just 1 year ago, technically. And it's very exciting because we can speculate on the ramifications of the LOCs that RippleNet users can use. Bottom line is this increases demand for XRP. So of course we can speculate and think about that, but nonetheless, very exciting. And to finish things up, guys, quick update. So the market capitalization of crypto altogether is $564 billion. I just want to see 1 trillion. We know we'll fly to that. We'll fly to 10 trillion with ease. If you guys don't believe it, this is an asset class that will literally process not only value, but process data. So this is literally going to swallow all other asset classes. We'll see which assets will survive. I still believe the ones that we're seeing and are building now and are utility based and live are going to do exceedingly well. And I know it's hard to say that when we've just been enduring a 2 to 3 year bear market, but you have to keep the faith. And remember, just the easiest thing to do, when in doubt, zoom out of the chart, look at it on, the daily, look really far back, the weekly, the monthly, and look at the upside that is yet to come. We are already integrated with some of the top technology providers in the world. I personally believe the sky is the limit, and we are currently at 62 cents per XRP. That means upside in my eyes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next video.